Hi everyone, this is Sheena from For the Love of Paper, and this is going to be week 2 of the Alphabet Ephemera series. And I had showed last week that we will be doing belly bands. I really challenged myself with this one because I can't say I particularly use belly bands in journals very much. So this is definitely going to be something I don't typically do. But I do have some journals that I'm planning to make with like a grungy theme to them. Older materials and older papers, ledgers, stuff like that. And so I'm going to do like a somewhat of a Tim Holtz theme. So I'm just gonna bring the lighting back over a little bit. There we go, that's a little better. Okay, so I have these probably from AliExpress, like these bookmarks, and they're just plain on the back. They are usually typically like flat, but I just wanted to test this out with the Tim Holtz like distressor. So that's what the edges are on this one. I just wanted to see what that looked like before I started. And I have my distress tool because I think I am going to do that. So I want the edges to be a little bit more distressed. So let's see if I can back out just a little bit. You can see the rest of my mat. Like I said, that square underneath there really distracts me, so I just feel like I have to have this black one on top, so I kind of have an idea of where I have to stay. I do have a big black mat the sizes of my gray one underneath that doesn't have those blocks on it from quilting or for quilting, and in my Amazon cart, so hopefully I'll be able to get that pretty soon. I could just click buy every day on there, so I just need to caution myself. So my thought with this, and this does get a little messy, I have some burlap that I'm going to be using too, and that's very messy, so I did try to cut my pieces down beforehand just to have a little bit of just to save a little bit on the mess. It's still going to be messy, but all right. So what I want to then do with this is just like embellish a little bit. So I have some tags pulled out. And I want to sew them. Now, I can't sew on camera because my camera doesn't go over there. So I'm going to have to just move to the side and sew them. And I'll probably sew them one by one as I create them, just so I'm not gone for an extended period of time sewing and I can't pause. So pretty much my theme is like a piece of burlap, a ticket, a stamp, and some kind of other focal point. That's what I'm trying to go for these. Like I said, I do have some ephemera pieces off to the side. So just like layering. This might be a little hard to see with the black mat and the black, but hopefully that's okay. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit. There you go. That should be a little better. Okay, so I don't want it to be like symmetrical or anything, so I'll go ahead and start gluing these pieces down. I did get a couple new glues to try. Let me see. Do I have them beside me? Yeah. So I got this Scotch I use the Scotch Create glue stick a lot. So I got this Scotch dual tip. So at the top, it's like a pen point, and the bottom is like a foam. I'm not going to use them today just because if they don't work and I have to redo this whole project, but I'll let you know how it goes. So I got that one, and I have a Scotch purple that I did order coming from Amazon, but I also got this 2 times stronger purple glue from Elmer's. I love the Scotch Create, but I just want to test a purple. That's why I also bought the Scotch purple that's coming from Amazon. But in the meantime, I've been doing some projects, so I got this one to try and use today, and some other projects. So I guess I could actually use that now, because I think that the our glitter glue is probably a little too much for this little stamp. I was really opposed. I guess it's like kind of like a mental thing to the purple glue. Like, no, that's gonna show up on my project. I don't want that. And then I see other people use it all the time, and it does go away, and it makes sense. You can see exactly where you're gluing, where with the clear, you can't necessarily see every edge. Not sure the method of that, because I am going to sew that, so I'm just going to put a little glue stick on it just to hold it in place, I think. Let's see how that works. Yeah. So just something simple. And then obviously be glued at the top and the bottom on the page. Sorry about that glare. This has got a shiny surface to it. So I'm going to move to the side and just sew this real quick with a zigzag, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm still here. I just changed my thread to black, and I haven't used it since I changed my thread. So I lovingly call her sis, and if she does not want to cooperate today, that would be really disappointing. This is like I said, every time I change the thread, I can have a little bit of issue. They seem to be doing okay. Seems to be doing okay over the glue. Do a little back stitch, and I can show you what this looks like. And like I said, I intended to glue over top the pieces that I put on there. Just grab my little sewing scissors so you can see that. Then it's just a quick stitch over the pieces, and then this will glue on a page. Let me zoom back out now. Whoa, that was too far. Yeah, so it will be the top and the bottom, and then you can tuck stuff underneath. I'm trying to see if I have anything right here. I have some extra scraps that I was using from the journals that I made earlier. So yeah, you could just have the top, and then you have the ability to tuck things underneath. Sorry about that glare. Okay, so there's one. Like I said, pretty simple. Same process for all of them. However, that was the only one I did the distressing on. So I think I'll just do this here and then use my thing like I just did to clean off a little bit. I really like the idea of distressing it. Breaks up the look that it's printed, I guess. It makes it look a little bit more original. I don't know if I'm using this tool right. I just like to rip the edges up a little bit. All right, just clean it off a little bit. And I have this paintbrush I use to kind of like clean my space. So just move that out of the way. This is literally just a paintbrush from Walmart. Looks like, oh, it says 2 inches on it. Yeah, that's what I just used to clean my space with. And then we'll go in and ink. Just to distress this a little bit. I feel like you're super close. Oops. Maybe that's a little bit better. This light right here. Oh, that's much better. Okay, there we go. I have the We Are Memory Keepers phone apparatus thing, and I've been researching other ones to use because I'm not necessarily fond of it. It doesn't go very high, and then if it goes higher, it doesn't shift right to so that you can, like, the phone piece itself doesn't move right. So all right, there's that. And again, I'm just going to use tickets and other pieces. Now that one kind of has a shadow. All right, that's a little better. Still figuring it out since I changed rooms. As my husband said, I have a lot of, yeah, I don't like that shadow there. It's like I need the light above me. And I don't currently have that one over there above me. Oops. So I'm just going to put that down there again. Use the art glitter glue to glue this on. Go the opposite direction. This one I have a little flower I think I'll use. I have a selection of flowers, butterflies, and mushrooms. Tim Holtz pieces. I actually think I want that tucked underneath there. Like that. So I'll add some art glitter glue to that. So I hope you're having a good day. I'll have to check before I finish this video what C is. I'm almost certain it's clusters. I need to grab a wipe. But not completely sure. I'm pretty sure it is though. Just gonna use a dry wipe to clean some of that glue off. There we go. Okay, and I have a stamp. I probably should have stuck that underneath there. I think I can still get it. There's so many pieces of the burlap all over my desk and now on the end of the glue. I didn't even use that glue on the burlap. Well, I guess I did, but it was on the piece of, on the board, not the thing itself. All right, I'm gonna sew this again, so just give me a sec here. Sorry, I don't have a better solution or know how to, well, I have an iPhone, so I can't pause and then restart. It don't work that way. Almost finished. Just a little back stitch. All right. So now you can see this one. Again, just a little zigzag stitch. You can't see it over here because it's black and it blends in, but I think that's okay. Just takes it from being I can't think of the word I want to use, like reproduced, I guess, to looking a little bit more vintage. I would say I don't like the sheen on that. I do have a sanding block, so maybe I will try that on the next one and just see if the sanding block, let me grab that, takes a little bit of the sheen off, and then maybe the ink will grab a little bit better too. All right, this is just a sanding block, I think from the dollar store or Walmart, not sure which. Some of them have some really strong grit. I don't think I'm going to use these sides. Look really, yeah, this looks a little bit. So I'm just gonna lightly go over it. There's still some shine. Hi everyone, this is Sheena from For the Love of Paper, and I am here for part 2 of the belly bands. I had a little, oh, I feel like it's a little tilted. Sorry, just let me move you a little bit. A little issue with my phone and storage again. So I have added more storage to my phone and adjusted some of the settings. So I'm hopeful now that maybe we will be on a better path. Oops, sorry, I'm moving. To not cut off again. So these are the two that had been done before it did cut off, and the one I was working on was this one. I had did some sanding to it with a sanding block to try and rough up the surface a little bit. So it looks like I also had got to the point of inking it, so now I'm going to decorate, and I have a few pieces here. It doesn't look like I have so much shadow over in here anymore, but I still have this shadow. Let me just adjust this light a little bit again. It's like a gooseneck light, if that makes sense. And I was trying to make it shoot up instead of this direction. All right, so to the pieces. I have a couple pieces, again, a piece of burlap, and then some tickets and stamps. This is probably a Tim Holtz ticket, and this is a vintage stamp from someplace. I'm not sure where that is. So just going to kind of figure out a layout for this. I'm not sure what that's going to be. putting the pieces together a little bit, like I did in the other ones. Thinking maybe something like that with the butterfly up there. I think that will be good. Just pulling out my blue book here. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't, but today I will. And I'll put the butterfly down first, I think, with art glitter glue. So I hope you're all having a great day. This is several days later from part 1. I'm hoping I can merge the videos. If not, I will put them up in 2. Yeah, and I'm hopeful I have made it through this little issue with the storage on my phone. I'm not certain, but I hope so. Just stretching that out a little bit. Put this on with art glitter glue. I have a couple videos to record, and I actually was the first day in a really long time. I did not even think about crafting because I was so discouraged that it had cut off on me the other day. So yeah, I figured out some adjustments. Oops, added some storage onto my phone. Also found out that TikTok was using up 35 gigabytes of my storage. Not sure why, but that's not funny. Yes, okay, I'm thinking that, and I am going to do what I did the other day and just run around it with a zigzag stitch, which is right here beside me. So I'll just take a second and I will sew this. I don't know if sewing and talking is really going to come across okay on the video, but this will just be quick sewing. I'm almost finished. Doing a little back stitch. I think it's good. All right, coming back over. I have a gruely chair on carpet, which isn't the best. I bang around a lot. So yeah, that's this one. Like I said, we roughed up the surface on this one a little bit more, so you should be able to see the difference in shine. I guess I did do better lighting because it's definitely not doing what it did the other day for sure. But this one is a little bit more rough than this smooth fabricated piece. But yeah, that's, so now we're up to 3. And I will grab the next one. And this one has like a children's book image on it. I'm just gonna rough this up. It does have like more dividends already created in it, but to me it's a little too fake and reproduced, so I want to make that definitely more realistic. So I think I realized that if I don't lean on the desk whenever I do that, it doesn't shake you as much. Because the camera is connected to the desk. All right, just clean off some of this a little bit. Bring it off to the side, and then I'll remove it after. So that just adds a little bit more of a rough. Just grabbing my ink here. And this is Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. I decided I'm not going to change this inker pad until I'm finished this project because it really tears up with the edges of this material. Now, something I didn't do, maybe I'll do real quick, is you moved. Sorry. Just to rough that up a little bit more. Take away some of the shine. This is messy for sure. Definitely a messy project. And then I'll just run over with the ink, see if that brings up any of the scrapes. They're not too noticeable, but looking at it up close, you can kind of see. Oops. I'm getting some of those spots there. Here. Okay. All right. So now pull some of the pieces in. Okay. This one is going to be with like a mushroom, I think I'll use. I'm not a fan. Can you see that little kid's face? I'm sure he's just pretending, but I'm not a fan of it. Yeah. Looks a little creepy, so I am just going to cover him up. I'm okay with the rest of it, but he's just a little much. And his little play pretend. And put that big mushroom right over the top. And thinking the burlap will go up here. And probably should have put this down maybe first. I guess we'll see now how this goes. I did want to see some of that red. Maybe I can do that more like that angle. And since I'm covering that up, maybe it makes more sense for that stamp to be there, and then you can see those little kids. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Kind of like that. And then you can see kind of here that there is some little children on this, so it's not completely losing its original. All right. Just putting a little glue stick on the stamp. We'll guess about there. Put down the ticket. I keep forgetting to ink these pieces. Okay. Maybe there with this across the top here, like that, before we sew. That looks good. So I'll just do a little Scotch Create on there just to put that in place. All right, and I am going to sew this one real quickly, again with a zigzag stitch. So I'm just going to roll back over here and sew this together. So here's this one. And I don't even mind that I'm sewing over top of these. I think it just makes it more like into one formal piece, if that makes sense. So I hope you guys can see that okay. All right, so now we're up to 4, and I usually do 5, so I have one more here. Same kind of technique. We'll use a little distressing tool. A lot of different, there's a lot of variations in this pack I got of these like bookmarks. Some of them have like vintage ads on them and stuff like that. They're not all like this book page. So I just was trying to think of something to use them in a way that's not just like plain. I really wanted to try and move away from that, like more reproduction. I guess I can add a little. There we go. When I have made belly bands in the past, they've been more like a fabric type belly band. Not so much like one-dimensional like this. So this is definitely outside of my norm because I really like things that are 3D. All right, we can ink this. I have to remember to show you what the next, or tell you at least what the next category is for the alphabet. It's obviously C, and I'm almost certain it's cluster, but I will just double check that. All right, this one is going to be a mushroom too. I love this mushroom. Obviously, this is a Tim Holtz piece. Something about it is just so fun. All right, and then I have a ticket that's Tim Holtz. Actually, usually they're perforated, so this might be just one out of the pre-cut packs. A vintage stamp, and of course the burlap. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these before I forget. So I have the last couple. I think that's okay. And I just did that. Okay. So we should then be good with the ink. Sorry for my reach. I'll move that out of the way. Oh, goodness. The more things I move, the more dust I see. This is going to be like pull out the vacuum. Okay. Do I want it that way? Maybe. With the mushroom here. I don't really want to cover that up, but we will see. Just a little bit different than the other ones. It's kind of then those circles there. If you can see that, I'll zoom in a little bit. And there's that circle on the stamp and the circle on the thing. So I think that's pretty neat like that. I'm not super fan of covering up this though. Maybe that should be here. That should be there. And this. I don't know. That covers up way too much. Maybe it's supposed to be this way. I'm just playing around here. This is where you see a little bit of my, I do like that you can see that there. A lot more space up here to use. Kind of like my logic to how I'm creating things, I guess. Or collaging. Yeah, I think I'd rather go with that. So then there's both. Puts the red up at the top. Yep, that's what we'll do. Okay, so you can put this on with our glitter glue. I just had a moment of like check and make sure it didn't shut off. Nope, we're good. We're getting pretty close to the time that it shut off though. but I'm hopeful because I moved a lot of stuff to the cloud and I got more storage. Let's see if that's about where I want it. Pull it down a little bit. Yeah, maybe there. Yeah, okay. Some people collage and just put things right down. I think in my head things have to be aesthetically pleasing. Yes. In almost all facets of every room in the house. Like, I just have like a vision, I guess, and that's what I like to see through. And it has to be pleasing to the eye. All right, so I am going to take this one to the sewing machine. I want that to be a little bit more crooked, intentionally. All these pieces are coming apart from the burlap, which is fine. I'm about to sew it. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, let me sew. I'll be right back. Not that I'm really going anywhere, but... Okay, I think we're finished. All right, here we go. So there again, you can see the burlap kind of sews in place with that little bit of glue. And just trying to, there we go. Yeah, so then we have our stamp and everything's in place. And then we have a total of 5 little Tim Holtz style. Oh, there's glue all over that. Yeah, this is going to be a fun cleanup. All right, we have 5 Tim Holtz style belly bands. So I'll just lay these out for you to see. And this, if you have anything that you think is, oh, that's not very vintage, you can kind of rustic or vintage things up yourself a little bit and give it a little bit of character. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's 2 parts. I'm really hoping that this is the end of having to do that. I might see if I can merge it into one, but I only edit the videos if I've had a technical error somewhere, because that's just not really my thing. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you want to continue to see more of this series. Oh, I forgot. Real quick, let me check. Just double check and make sure it's clusters. Yep, C is clusters. All right, well, I will be back again next week, and there will be again more videos this week. So have a great day. Bye.